Whenever I'm chilling out in the house, I love trying out new recipes with my most favorite Kenyan recipes. So I decided to try out making a recipe using Mukimo, and to my surprise, it turned out very cheesy and delicious. So we are going to be making Mukimo balls, which are going to be crunchy, filling, and mouth-watering. We're going to start off by making our Mukimo from scratch. So you'll need around 5 to 6 medium potatoes that are peeled. The next step is going to be chopping up the potatoes into smaller pieces. So using a sharp knife, I'm going to cut the potatoes in half and into quarters. Transfer the potatoes into a bowl and add in water. Then I'm going to finish off chopping the rest of the potatoes. You can double up or even triple up the recipe to make more Mukimo for your amazing Mukimo balls. You're going to wash your potatoes several times until the water runs clear. This is to get rid of the excess starch in the potatoes. When your potatoes are ready, you're going to place a pot over high flame and add in water. I'm going to add in about 4 cups of water. Transfer in your potatoes. Add in some salt. I'm going to add in a teaspoon and a half of salt. And because I've already parboiled my maize, it's going to be very easy for me to make this Mukimo. So I'm going to add in the maize so that it can cook together with the potatoes. And while everything is cooking, I'm going to be prepping up my green leaves, and for this recipe I'm using pumpkin leaves. It's really important for you to boil your potatoes in cold water so that they can cook evenly. So it's going to take around 3 to 6 minutes to parboil my potatoes. Also, it depends on the size that you have chopped up your potatoes, so keep watch so that the potatoes don't overcook. To prep up my green leaves or pumpkin leaves, I'm going to be showing you how you prep up the leaves. So you're going to hold the top part of the pumpkin leaf and remove the fiber. The fiber makes the pumpkin leaves to be a little bit tough. And once done, I'm going to pick another pumpkin leaf and very carefully snap the stalk so that I can get the fiber. Because I'm used to doing this, it's going to be very fast. 2 minutes and I'm done removing the fibers in my pumpkin leaves. So you're going to wash your pumpkin leaves several times until they are clean. This is to get rid of dirt in the pumpkin leaves. Mine are very clean, so I'm going to hold the pumpkin leaves in a bunch just like this and transfer to my pot so that everything can cook together. This is a very good hack when making Mukimo because it's a one-pot recipe. Carefully, I'm going to place in the leaves and cover so that everything can cook together. For this recipe, you need some green onions, and because the Mukimo is not a lot, I'm using a few green onions that I've peeled the outer skin and washed until clean. So I'm going to be chopping up my onions. So I'm going to fold, and using a knife, I'm going to cut into When the potatoes, green maize, and your pumpkin leaves are ready, you're going to drain off the water and let the pot sit for around 1 minute so that the excess moisture can escape. Over here, I have a small pan. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, add in my green onions, add in a seasoning cube, a little bit of salt, stir in the green onions and cook for around 30 seconds to 1 minute until soft. Now it's time to blend up my green veggies. So I'm going to scoop out my pumpkin leaves into a small processor. Cover. And blend for around 30 seconds. Check on my onions, and this is how they're looking. The green onions are ready, so I'm going to put out the flame. Using a potato masher, you're going to mash your potatoes, and it's going to be very easy for you to mash the potatoes because they are evenly cooked. If you're using a non-stick pot, just like me, make sure to use a silicone spatula so that you don't damage the non-stick in the pot. When the potatoes are well mashed, I'm going to add in my delicious green onions, scoop around 2 tablespoons of my pumpkin puree and mash. When your mukimo is ready, it's going to be looking very delicious, just like mine. It's well seasoned and everything is perfect. So we're going to let this cool for around 5 to 10 minutes so that we can make our cheesy mukimo balls. My mukimo is completely cooled, and the next step is going to be molding into balls, and I've assembled some few ingredients. I have some breadcrumbs, 2 eggs, some cheese, salt, and black pepper. So I'm going to add in the black pepper into the eggs and add in a little bit of salt for seasoning. Remember, we have added in seasoning to our mukimo, so I don't need a lot. Using a fork, you're going to whisk in the eggs and black pepper into the eggs. Next, pick a spoon, scoop out your mukimo. A handful. Then you're going to make a well in the middle, just like this. I've scooped 2 tablespoons of my mukimo. Pick a cheese, put it in the middle, just like this, and then I'm going to mold back the mukimo so that you have a round shape. Transfer to your egg wash. Make sure it's fully coated with the egg wash. And into the breadcrumbs. Back into the egg wash. And into the breadcrumbs. When done, you're going to mold back the mukimo into a round shape, just like this. Place it on a plate, scoop out some more. Pick a piece of cheese, mold back, And then you're going to repeat until all the mukimo is done molding. If you notice that your hands are sticking, you can use some water, place in your egg wash, make sure it's fully coated, transfer to breadcrumbs. It's going to be a little bit messy, but it's going to be totally worth it when the mukimo balls are ready. Back into the egg wash to coat for a second time. Mold into a round shape, and then you're going to be making the rest. So at this point, you're going to place a frying pan with cooking oil enough to fry your mukimo balls. And I'm going to wait for around 2 minutes so that the oil can get ready as I make some more mukimo balls. When the cooking oil is ready, you're going to insert a skewer. Once you notice small bubbling, the oil is ready to fry our delicious mukimo balls. I'm going to carefully drop in the mukimo balls and fry for around 30 seconds to 1 minute, or until they have a nice golden brown color. This is a recipe worth trying because everything has turned out perfect and delicious, and everyone will be amazed if you try out this recipe. Let me tell you, just try out and tell me in the comment section how the mukimo balls turn out.